review said it needed some more work.
Okay.
But she withdrew it instead. And that was the story of Beatrix Potter in science. That's all she did.
She was like, eh.
Fuck y'all. She's just like, be wrong about your mushrooms. See if I care. You won't even let me in the building. Why am I working this hard? Welcome to Ill-Equipped History, where two best friends are trying their best to tell you about history. And I'm Emileigh, and this is Morgan.
Hey.
Hey. I don't know how that one sounded decent and still unhinged at the same time. Whatever.
If there's anything that we can do is sound decent and unhinged at the same time. Yes.
100%. Y'all, we've made an oopsie. We kind of like quadruple booked ourselves this week, so we got a lot going on.
Oops.
And a little bit of time to do it. Morgan's coming in for a whirlwind trip.
Yes, I'm also like super booked for the weekend. In addition, I was invited to a donation thing on Friday. I'm going with my friend to the Ren Fair Saturday morning, and then I'm leaving that and heading straight to Emma's for our thing on Sunday we're doing. Emileigh, do you want to tell the the listeners what we're doing on Sunday?
We have been invited back to the Athens Historical Society to do another presentation.
Woo.
So, if you're in the Athens, Cleveland, surrounding areas, come down and see us. It's at 2:00 at the courthouse in Athens, right in the middle of downtown. Can't miss it. And it's in the Blue Room, I believe is what it's called. But it's at 2:00 on Sunday, this Sunday, so the 3rd of May. You should come.
Yes.
If you're in the area.
And we will have a finished presentation by then.
Absolutely. Will we be up late Saturday night putting finishing touches on the presentation? Yes.
Likely.
Probably.
Yes.
And practicing? Absolutely. But we're gonna do it.
Yes.
Gosh darn it. So, since we are crazy busy, let's get into the episode today. I am so excited for you to hear this one, Morgan.
I can't wait.
Hello, all of our lovely, lovely listeners. This is Emileigh with a little PSA before we get into this episode. In true ill-equipped history fashion, our microphones sometimes during this episode decided to make a weird staticky noise. It was not enough to really hinder the episode in any bad way, but we did try to get it out where it did pop up, and we were not very successful in it. So if you happen to hear a weird staticky noise, it will go away in a few seconds, and just bear with us on that. We don't know what caused it. And if you are tech savvy or equipped to know what that actually is, please let us know so we can fix it in the future, because we do try our best to make these sound really good, and we don't know why that happened. So anyway, please enjoy this episode, and hopefully we'll have this fixed before next time. See y'all. It's 1890 in London. A young woman and her uncle are taken through the lobby of a publishing house to meet with someone interested in the young woman's illustrations of Christmas cards.
Miss Potter, welcome to Hildesheimer and Faulkner. Thank you, Mr. Faulkner. And who is this, your husband?
Oh, no, sir. I'm Helen's uncle, just accompanying her on her journey here.
I see. An unwed young woman with a knack for art. What a treat. Speaking of art, let's get down to business. When I received your drawings, I was blown away. I thought, what young man can illustrate this well? And to my surprise, it was a young lady. Yes, sir. My brother was the one that mailed them in, but I was the illustrator. I get the inspiration from all the creatures I find out in Yes. Girls and their silly animals.
Mr. Faulkner, with all due respect, we do have business to attend to after this. Are you wanting to have my niece supply you designs?
My apologies, sir. I would love to have her designs. I am willing to pay handsomely. Wonderful. Now, let's hash out all the details.
This would be Miss Helen Beatrix Potter's first experience with her illustrations being published, but it would be far from her last. She would go on and leave a legacy behind that not only captured the minds and imaginations of children in her own lifetime, but also in the generations to come. Do you know who we're talking about?
I do. I have read Peter Rabbit when I was a kid, and I thought they were the most charming, like, lovely illustrations, and Peter Rabbit was a jackass. And it was really hard for me to align the mischievousness of Peter Rabbit and the absolutely beautiful, gorgeous illustrations of his books.
Well, let's just say her writing, her illustrating, is pretty much just who she is. I can't find anything wrong with this woman.
Oh,
I love her.
Oh, pure of heart and soul.
I love her. Now, don't get me wrong. She was strong-willed. She was fierce. But, like, not a single bad word I have found on her. I cannot wait to tell you.
I'm so excited.
Okay, so start with her childhood, of course. She was born Helen Beatrix Potter. She was born July 28th of 1866 in Bolton Gardens in Kensington, London. Her family was comfy.
Okay.
Granddaddy made some money through the cotton trade in the north of England. So her parents grew up with money. Her father was a barrister, but also enjoyed photography and he had a very big passion for the arts, which he also shared with his wife, Helen. So, yeah. If you're like me and you did not know what a barrister was, let me regale you the definition. So, a barrister is a specialized lawyer in the UK and Commonwealth countries qualified to act as an advocate in higher courts, providing expert legal counsel and representing clients in trial. Unlike solicitors, they focus on courtroom litigation, cross-examination, and specialized legal opinions.
So he's a barrister in the UK is basically an attorney, what we would call an attorney here in the US.
Yes. And from what it seems like, a solicitor is
I think it's someone who does like the background of like the law stuff.
Right.
Whereas
we will talk about another solicitor later, and he was in regards to like legal paperwork and documentations and things of that nature. So that's what it feels like to me.
Okay.
I think. But they were proper wealthy people through and through. Like, her father loved the outdoorsy things, like hunting and fishing. I'm just imagining, the get up and then like going hunting with the dogs and the hounds and that kind of rich. Okay. They were doing all right. And, but it is said that her father was never without a sketchbook, and loved the arts. And Beatrix's grandfather had been an artist and was a co-founder of the Manchester School of Design.
That's
so
really
again,
cool.
they're doing okay. And they mixed with, they entertained, hung out with a mixture of different people. So we're intellectuals, artists, politicians, writers, people from all. They seem very uptight from what I can tell.
Yeah.
Young Beatrix was educated by governesses and lived a very typical rich Victorian childhood.
Okay.
Meaning her and the governess hung out all the time, and she was kind of alone until her brother Bertram was born when she was 6 years old. And her love of animals and plants started very, very early. Her and her brother kind of created like their own private zoo.
That's awesome.
They had a frog named Punch, which is funny.
I love that.
Yeah. They would buy random pets at pet shops. And, I mean, we're talking like bats and bunnies and all sorts of other crazy critters. And it is said that she even Cinderella-style befriended the mice in the house, named them, and they would come when she called them, and they would sit in her hands.
That's precious and a little disturbing.
Yes. I love her. She loved worms, snails, anything. And she started drawing very young. Her drawings at 9 years old were actually really freaking good.
Oh, those are cute.
She was 9.
That's awesome. That's better than I can do now.
and you can see like the umbrellas, turned in, so you can see some of that humor already.
Yeah.
And when Bertram went off to boarding school, he left behind his pet bat, and he told her that if the bat wouldn't eat, just kill him and stuff him.
Aww.
So she did.
Oh my god.
They were quite a scientific duo.
Okay.
They actually would record the behaviors of the animals and like see trends and things of that nature. And if one of the animals died, naturally, of course, they didn't just go around killing the animals. I think the bat might have been the only one. They would actually cook them in a pot to be able to examine their bones. So like get the meat off and examine the bones. Which is, weird, but...
It's also the Victorian era. They can't just like...
Yeah. Well, they were eating mummies, so this is not that
right.
bad.
Oh, you just reminded me of that.
So, the documentary I watched, the documentary itself was lovely, but she literally said Beatrix and Bertram were bunny boilers. Why did you say that?
That's disturbing.
Yeah. But they had a very scientific interest. I guess I can't fault them too much. And what she also had at the time was a father who treated her as an equal. And he encouraged her into scientific study. And he would take her on day trips to a lot of really cool places of culture and education around London. So places like the Natural History Museum and the Royal Academy and South Kensington Museum. So she was seeing art, design, all sorts of things. And also, like, your parents are hanging out with famous artists. So,
Great.
That helps too. While living like the most picturesque childhood ever.
Yeah.
We're still shackled by Victorian proper etiquette. So they were pretty rebellious. They would sneak animals into the classroom, the schoolroom, which, I mean, they were taught by a governess. So,
right.
Still, hedgehogs, rabbits, frogs, just brought them on in. And they literally took a 3-month-long holiday every year. Nice. And they would just go to Scotland.
I would love to spend 3 months in Scotland. That sounds awesome.
We were born, I think, in the wrong time for vacations.
Yes.
We don't do them like they used to.
No, which is really a bummer, because I would love to, like, it be culturally, acceptable to just fuck off for 3 months somewhere and it be like...
And only be reachable by letter?
Or in person, which is not great.
Or Amber, you have to get on the boat and come to me. I love it. So, but this gave her the freedom to explore the countryside and get to know, the woods, because, London's a city. It's not rural by any means.
Right.
Which further developed her interest in botany. And she would literally take her pet rabbits on these vacations with her. And her first rabbit was called Benjamin Bouncer.
Aww.
And then her next rabbit was called Peter Piper.
Oh, okay.
So when she was 16, they decided to go to the Lake District. She would fall in love with this district. They stayed at a castle that overlooked a lake.
Just casual.
You know what? Respectfully, fuck off. I'm just jealous. That's all. I'll admit it. 3 months in a castle? Jeez.
Living the dream, right?
Seriously. Her parents decided to enroll her in the National Art Training School in Kensington. And she acquired her certificate as a second grade art student. I don't think that means what us Americans think of second grade. She was very successful in the classes, but she did not like the formal teaching style and just kind of favored a self-taught approach. So she would just copy other artists to learn different techniques.
Mm-hmm.
And she had a very unique personal style. So before we get into her becoming the independent badass that she is, it is very important to note and to circle back again that her parents, while loving her, from everything I can tell, her parents loved her very much, were not happy that she did not accept the normal lifestyle that was expected of her. Like, even though it's like her dad was like, look at all these crazy, like, wonderful cultural things, get your imagination going, love the arts, love everything. But then, like, when you grow up, you're just going to be a housewife. Like, you're going to be a wife. That's it.
Forget all of the wonder and curiosity and imagination that I fostered in you. Just follow expectations.
Yeah. Do what your mother says she wants you to marry. Like, that's what it feels like. And they were, like, one of the sources were like, she was constantly her family's disappointment. I'm like, well, that's kind of mean. She just wanted to be free. Leave her alone. Anyway, just know she didn't let it get her down.
That's good.
So, the beginnings of an independent woman. The first time her illustrations brought her some income, and income means independence.
Right.
Was in 1890, and we're looking at our skit today. So, she drew some Christmas cards, which Remind me, Morgan, Christmas was slightly new at this point.
Yes. So, it was still entering kind of the public, like, culture, and nothing had been set in stone. There wasn't, like, a public image of Santa or snowmen or reindeer yet. Like, it was still kind of new, and it's like, oh, this is a holiday that we're all celebrating now.
Yeah. Right. Well, she decided to draw some Christmas cards, and she wanted to get them published. So her brother sent out these cards to different publishing companies, and Hildensheimer and Faulkner, if we mess that up, I'm sorry. That's a heck of a name. Hildensheimer and Faulkner said, we're interested. Here's £6. That's £1 per Christmas card design. We want to see more.
Okay.
So, the only problem was that they were under the impression that a gentleman doodled them. I do have an example of one of those.
It's really cute.
They're cute as a button.
It doesn't make sense at all, but it's very cute.
No, it is definitely not what we would think of as a Christmas thing.
Yeah, it looks
except for the holly in the back.
Yeah, it's two rabbits with what looks like a beet or a turnip, like a steamed vegetable of sorts, looking at each other, wearing little clothes.
Little clothes. Little bunnies. So, hey, they were still trying to figure Christmas out.
They were.
But she was undeterred, and she went to the meeting accompanied by her uncle. I guess, women couldn't go anywhere alone. Just probably for safety. But
I'd have a chaperone.
Of course. They ended up coming to terms, to some form of term, and she adapted her color technique to be a way that's better reproduced for the printing method, chromolithography.
Okay.
But, which is impressive on its own, but the drawings lost some of their quality through this process. And she said she never really liked the cards, like, when they finally came out. But they're making her money, so screw it. Right?
Right.
So, in addition to these Christmas cards, the publishing company also repurposed her designs in a seasonal booklet. And the text was written by another author, Frederick E. Weatherly. That little seasonal booklet was the first published book to be illustrated by Beatrix Potter.
That's awesome.
In the 1890s, in her 20s. So, she's got money. She's independent. I think she's still living with mom and dad. It was not very clear.
Yeah.
But in July of 1893, the family went on holiday. Because of course they did. She was 26 at the time. They were and then they went to Dunkeld, Scotland.
Okay.
Again, jealousy. And Beatrix is outside, because of course she is. And on September the 4th, she sat down upon the lawn and wrote a letter to a boy named Noel Moore. Now, Noel was the son of Annie Carter, now Annie Moore. Annie Carter was one of her governesses who worked for them years prior, but was now one of Beatrix's best friends. They were only 2 years apart. How Annie was her governess, I have no idea.
Okay.
She was 19 and Beatrix was 17. I think they hired her to be a governess and
a friend.
Companion.
Yeah.
Really, just to be because, she can't go anywhere alone.
Right.
So, anyway. But little Noel was under the weather. And it was not uncommon for Beatrix to send letters from Auntie Beatrix, which is so cute.
That's very cute.
And in this letter, Beatrix draws 4 little rabbits, calls one of them Peter, and gives him 3 little friends. And the beginning of this letter says, "My dear Noel, I don't know what to write to you, so I shall tell you a story about 4 little rabbits whose names were Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail, and Peter."
That's so cute.
It's so cute. So then she went on and told the story about a very mischievous bunny, Peter. But remember, this is not a book yet. This is just a letter to a kid whom she loves. So that same year, on that holiday, she met a man named Charlie McIntosh, who was a renowned national historian. And she showed him her drawings of the flowers and such. He was so impressed that he actually became her mentor in this great, like, scientific adventure she went on.
Okay.
I had no idea that her science, like, love of science ran this deep. So he was studying mushrooms, and he was not very good at drawing. He couldn't do it. But she could detail the mushrooms unlike anybody else. So she would draw them and also studied them as well. She ended up leaving all of the drawings of these mushrooms to the Armored Museum in the Lake District. So they still survive. I have a picture of one of them.
Yes, it's beautiful.
And oh my God, it looks real. And he helped her embrace her more technical style of drawing. It's like less whimsy and more like, this is important you get it right because it's science. So this helped her become a more well-rounded artist and get more adept to watercolors in scientific sketches. All right, so she would spend 5 years studying the way mushrooms reproduce.
Wow.
And they did this together mostly via mailing things to each other because she did not live in Scotland full time. After those 5 years, she realized that the British books on the subject were incorrect.
Oh.
And she began visiting the experts to go about getting it corrected.
I love that.
I love her so much. And she had written a paper, and that was to be read to the London's Linnean Society for her findings to be taken seriously. And they would discuss it and, either adopt it or not. So in 1897, the women weren't allowed to even enter the building at this point.
That's wild.
Yeah. So it was presented on her behalf, which was apparently commonplace that even a dude that was in the building there did not read his own paper, apparently. It was well received, but they ultimately not rejected it, sent it back for review, said it needed some more work.
Okay.
But she withdrew it instead. And that was the story of Beatrix Potter and science. That's all she did.
She was like, eh.
Fuck y'all. She's just like, be wrong about your mushrooms. See if I care. You won't even let me in the building. Why am I working this hard? Whatever. But what would have happened had they just accepted the paper? Like, would she be known for her science contributions instead?
Probably not. Just given the track record of women in science.
That's true.
Up to this point. That'd be awesome if she was.
Awesome. Yeah, that's true. So what's next? I feel like we know where this is going. She was still looking for ways to be independent And Annie, the mother of little Noel, suggested to her that that Peter Rabbit letter would make a good children's story. So Annie sent the letter back so she could kind of reread the story and expound on it, expand it, add illustrations. Finished the book. She sent it to 6 publishing companies.
Wow.
All of them said no.
What?
Got to keep a woman down.
That is madness to me.
Yeah, they said no to Beatrix Potter.
Without knowing, like, I mean, how could they know her legacy? But also, like, that's egg on their face.
Yeah. So, she was now 34, I guess desperately wanting to be independent. She used her own money to get her books published. And in December of 1901, 250 copies of The Tale of Peter Rabbit were given out to friends and family. It was a success. They had to print more of them.
Yeah, because they're amazing.
Yeah, and the publishing companies still said no.
That's wildness to me.
Wild. So she sent a copy of it to a 7th company, a very renowned Frederick Warne publishing company.
Okay.
They were kind of big players in this kind of industry. And they were like, give me that. Give me that book right now. Thank you very much.
Yes.
She is so particular. I love her. She made a dummy copy of the book exactly how she wanted it published. She bound it herself.
That's amazing.
She's like, I make that. Thank you very much.
But I do understand that because there's so much emphasis on her illustrations. Like, you don't want the illustrations to get messed up and, like, interfere with the text of the book. So she has her vision and she's like, I'm making your job easy for you. Just do this.
Just do this thousands of times. Thank you very much.
Yes.
So they wanted color illustrations. She wanted just line drawings.
Okay.
Eventually, they settled on color illustrations, which is fine.
I'm so glad they did because her
Me
coloring
too.
is just
incredible. And I don't know why she wanted to do just line drawings. Maybe it would be easier.
It's probably less work because coloring, especially her coloring and like all the textures and colors that she uses is probably quicker to do line drawings.
Yeah. Well, an instant hit was born. On October the 2nd of 1902, Warne finally published the first, I guess, official publication of the book. 8,000 copies were sold out before they even reached the shops.
Holy shit. That's amazing.
And the story was an instant hit. And they needed more. They needed more. So The Tale of Squirrel Nutkin and The Tailor of Gloucester.
I think it's Gloucester.
Gloucester. Thank you. Followed. She would go very method with this writing. Like for the tailor, she actually practiced like sewing and would spend time at a tailor's shop to make sure she had the right like atmosphere for the book. Yeah.
She's like method acting, but like method writing and illustrating.
She adopted 2 squirrels to write The Tale of Squirrel Nutkin, and they fought constantly.
That's amazing.
I love it.
Oh.
So she was she's a star.
I'm looking through the picture you have here of listing the different like books that are coming out, and I recognize several, like Jemima Puddle Duck. I love Mrs. Tittlemouse, the cutest. And then I remember Tom Kitten, and Tom Kitten looks traumatized. I don't know if you, like, on the cover, it's like a little kitten with wearing like a blue little outfit and like a little cat boy. And his eyes are like dinner plates. He's just like
yeah. I think I'm gonna have to go through once I think make eyeballs. I'm a visual learner, so I think once I look at them, I'll remember them better.
You'll definitely know Jemima Puddle Duck. She's iconic. I don't know if I've ever read the books. I don't remember, but I remember the character, which is what you want.
That is what you want. So, she's a rising star. Her relations with her managing director at the publishing company, Haddle Warren, were strained. They never seemed to agree on much of anything. Like in the future, I'm just putting this in here, but in the future, he suggested that she didn't get the colors of a frog right. So she showed up to the office with a frog in a jar just to prove him wrong.
That's incredible.
Like, fuck you. Here's my picture. Here's the frog.
I looked at the frog while coloring it. Screw you.
Yeah, screw you. But she did find kind of a kinship, a kindred spirit with Haddle's youngest brother, Norman.
Okay.
Now, she began to talk only to Norman.
Okay.
And if Norman went away on holiday, she would find herself unavailable to talk to anybody.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And the books became a partnership between the two of them. And he proposed in July of 1905. And she was overjoyed.
Oh, that's so cute.
Her parents, against.
Of course.
She was freaking 39. Let her marry whoever she wants to. They, refused to put it in the papers as an announcement.
Wow.
They were like, no.
Oh, and they were very high society, so that was a snub.
Oh, yeah. And they didn't like him because he worked in a trade job.
How dare he?
Yeah.
A working man.
Yeah. How dare he work?
Right.
So, 3 weeks after the engagement, she went with her family to Wales. They thought being apart from him for 4 months would, separate them. It's just infatuation, right? Hold on to your seat, okay?
Okay.
Norman was unwell. No one knew how seriously. And just a month after their engagement, he passed away of leukemia on August 25th.
Oh, no. That's so sad. I was so happy. Oh.
I know. She wrote in her diary, she was glad she wasn't there because she would have just cried and upset him. Oh. And if he wanted her there, he would have sent for her. Which I'm sure he did want her there. But I don't know.
It's so hard. And
they'd only been engaged for 1 month. They had never had a second together without a chaperone present in the room.
That's so sad. And that's such dying of cancer is, I'm sure, so painful, and there's not a lot they could do back then, so that's just so sad.
It's so sad. So she's sad. She's big sad. She's grieving. And after suffering such a horrendous loss, she retreated
Yeah.
And she threw herself into work. And she was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go live in the Lake District. So she went. I need to look up where exactly is the Lake District.
Sounds fancy.
It's not, actually. Like,
it's not.
No. It's beautiful. It's in northwest England.
Okay.
It's in the mountains of northwest England.
Ooh.
So, yeah. So it was far enough away from London, I guess, to get away from everything.
Yeah.
But it was a very rural place. Beautiful. Probably some big houses there. But she was more enchanted by the landscape. And it was wild. Pretty wild and remote. So she purchased Hilltop Farms for £2,805. That is the equivalent of $450,000. 450,000 pounds.
Okay. Which I think the exchange rate with pounds and dollars, pounds are worth more, so that's going to be even more U.S. money.
Pounds. 608,000 pounds. Or $1,000. $608,000. A lot of the locals were like, you overpaid for the house. But she was like, don't care. That's the one I wanted. And she had the money. So.
Why not?
Whatever. This home became the background for a lot of her upcoming books. The first one she wrote there was Tom Kitten.
Traumatized.
Traumatized. Probably by the price.
Traumatized kitten.
But a lot of the illustrations, you can tell, if you compare them to her actual cottage, she just doodled her actual cottage with animals in there.
That's so lovely.
She just wrote her life.
And, like, I'm just remembering the books I read and the pictures I looked at. I mean, there was flowers and, like, vegetables everywhere and, like, greenhouses and little, like, knickknacks. And it was just so cute.
Everything is so adorable. It just makes me feel
it's
good.
Peak cottagecore.
Yeah. I mean, when she moved in, the house was, like, infested with rats, and she's like, I don't even care.
She could make friends with all the rats.
I was about to say, they're her homies now anyway. So.
They're her roommates.
So, it wasn't just her house. It was the whole town was kind of a backdrop. And she'd been wanting to write a book about a frog for a long time. And the mean Mr. Warren was like, no, nobody's going to read a book about frogs. But he finally relented. And a local lake was where the inspiration for Mr. Jeremy Fisher was born. That little book about a frog sold 25,000 copies immediately.
Oh, I've seen this frog too. He's so fancy.
It's so cute. And she fit into this cottage lifestyle really well. When she first moved into the Lake District, she was on the road on a dark and stormy night. Old traveler and her passed in the dark, and he, like, looked at her old boots and her, like, raggedy, worn tweeds, and he said to himself, on such a night as this, only tramps like me and we would be out and about. And she was like, he has no idea I'm the richest person in this town. She was living it. It didn't matter how much money she made. She was dressing how she wanted. She was doing what she wanted.
What an icon. I love that for her so much.
I do too. So 3 years after moving to the Lake District, her perception was changing, of course. And she ended up with sheep.
Okay.
Because you do.
Why not?
Award-winning sheep.
Amazing.
And even helped start the Herd of Chamberlain Association for the sheep.
Great.
And in 1908, she only wrote one story that year. She was probably busy with the sheep, but it had her sheepdog Kep in it. And this was Jemima Puddle Duck.
Yeah.
That's her dog in the book.
That's so cute.
It makes me want to read all of these to the kids. I'm like, I don't care if they listen. I'm reading this. It sold 20,000 copies and had to be reprinted twice in the same year.
Wow. She's just making bank.
Listen, books were still rolling out. Money was still rolling in. And she had actually started merchandising her books from the beginning of Peter Rabbit. So you could get like the little stuffed animal Peter Rabbits or Jemima Puddle Duck. I know, Morgan.
Oh my god.
I knew you would love her. She made wallpaper, water bottles, coloring books. I mean, she was ahead of her time.
That sounds like modern merchandising.
Yeah, it does. Wallpaper with little Peter Rabbits on them. Little Peter Rabbits.
I can't imagine how cute.
And all the little characters, a little frog sipping his tea, Jemima Puddle Duck flying around.
Tom Kitten with his Vietnam War stare.
He's the one that looks at you when you lay in bed. I have to look this up now because I don't remember this stare. Tom Kitten. Oh, honey bun. Why? Woo! Why does he look like that? In his pants.
His little pants. Are they blue?
Yeah. They're bloomers. Oh. The other cats don't look like that.
I know. I don't know why he has that 1,000-yard stare going on.
Oh my god. I'm going to dream of that tonight. So, she was becoming more and more involved in the village, the town. And through becoming more involved, she met a man.
Met a man?
She met a man. So this man helped with her paperwork during her land ownerships. She would eventually go on and buy like half the damn town. For good reason, I will say. For very good reason. But we'll talk about that later. But dude, the solicitor doing the paperwork was William Heelis. Sorry, I lost his name there for a second. His name was William Heelis. And it's kind of funny she's got a type because Norman was tall, shy, and sporty. And so is Mr. William.
Okay.
She has a type. Love it for her. But the documentary said it was a love formed out of mutual respect and the inevitable proximity of their professional association. They were both single, and I guess William was like, "You're a badass," and she's like, "You're my type." I don't know. Like, it worked out. Oh. Even in her parents' elderly years, they still disapproved.
She's got to be like in her 40s, like late 40s at this point, right?
Oh, yeah. Let's see. They got married in 1913 minus 1866. She's 47. Leave her alone.
Jeez. I honestly don't think any man probably would be good enough for Beatrix. No. According to her parents.
No, never.
Because, literally this guy has essentially not the same job as her father, but similar, and they're like, that's still not good enough.
Yeah, it's not a trade, so do you just not want her to get married? Probably. That's what you said you wanted.
But they have too high of standards for their daughter.
Yeah. She's 47! She's not going to be bearing children at this point. Leave her alone.
Right.
Which, I mean, maybe today with modern medicine.
Not in Victorian times.
No. Just let her be. She's living on her own. She owns her own home. She has sheep.
She's an independent, self-sufficient woman.
If you want a grandchild, go pet your grand sheep, okay?
Your grand mice. Your grand rats.
Your grand bat. So, they bought a house. Okay, let me back up a little bit. They got married in London. Very small ceremony. Her parents did attend. And a couple witnesses, but very small, very quiet. They bought a place called Castle Cottage, which does look like a very big cottage of like castle size. So aptly named. And they just kind of, between their relationship, they lived happily ever after.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
She's just doing farming, you know?
She found happiness and companionship.
It was full of joy.
Oh.
And he supported her, and then she, supported him, and it was just, so great.
That sounds so lovely.
She supported what is now called the National Trust and its mission to preserve rural culture and important buildings. So this is why she was starting to buy farms. If the trust couldn't buy the farms outright, she would buy them.
Wow.
To conserve them. And she ended up leaving all of that to the National Trust when she died.
Wow.
So there's a little scandal.
Oh, Beatrix has a scandal.
It's not her. It's just associated with her, but it is important.
Okay.
So she suspected Mr. Warren of dubious business practices.
Uh-oh.
She was their most important author. And that's her being humble. She absolutely was. She was the one that paid the bills.
Yeah.
But she found it very sus that she would end up having to wait weeks or months for those royalty checks to come in.
Mm.
So she was suspecting him of, like I said, dubious practices. And in 1917, Mr. Warren was arrested in the streets and charged with fraud and imprisoned.
Holy shit.
So the family company was going bankrupt. The publishing company that was not responsible, she's responsible, but like the one that gave her start and she has stayed with is now going bankrupt. So she had a choice to make. Let them sink because they did me dirty, or save the company because it's Norman's family. And she still has a great love for Norman. So appily dappily, just that book of rhymes she had, was just sitting on the shelf. She published it really quickly and used the proceeds to save the firm. Because she's just a good person.
Oh.
She had every right to just let it fall.
She did, and
she couldn't. She loved Norman.
I love love.
Oh. So, a quick recap of her family. Unfortunately, her father passed away in 1914. Her brother passed away very suddenly at the age of 46 from a cerebral hemorrhage.
Oh, no.
Her mother wouldn't pass away until 1932.
Holy shit.
She was 92 years old.
I was about to ask if she was like 100 years old. Wow. Good for her.
Yeah. Yeah, it was wild. So, Beatrix and her husband like I said earlier, lived happily ever after until her death. Because she was out in the elements a lot, she would get bouts of illness, and she ended up dying in the winter of 1943 at 77 years old.
Wow.
And, peak World War II times.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit, she died during World War II.
Uh-huh. Her mom only died 11 years before her.
Holy shit.
Yeah. She had no public funeral, no headstone, no fuss. At her request.
Aww.
She wanted no fuss. And her ashes were scattered by her farm manager, Tom Story, in a secret place in the countryside that she loved.
Okay.
And she left behind this incredible legacy of 23 stories.
Aww.
Or was it 23?
Ooh.
In 2013, a researcher, Joe Hanks, who is a woman, made the find of a freaking lifetime. She found a manuscript called Kitty in Boots that had not been published.
Kitty in Boots. Kitty in Boots.
It's a cat with a gun.
A cat with a gun.
But it had been offered to Frederick Warne during the First World War, but they didn't accept it. It was never published. She had only illustrated one picture for it.
Wow.
They found someone to do a similar style, and they published the damn thing in 2016.
That's crazy.
Yes. That is. And I have, let's see, where did I put it? I think it's in our skit. There's a link to the Amazon. I'll put this in the show notes, guys, because I want everyone to see it. But yeah, I want you to be able to buy it. Now, obviously, I want to say buy it from a local bookstore if you can, because we like to support local bookstores. But you can tell the art is not the same.
Right. I was about to say, it honestly looks a little bit more like Roald Dahl inspired. The guy who wrote like the BFG and stuff.
It looks to me like
it's more scratchy.
It's very scratchy. It looks like Pete the Cat.
Yeah. But
the story is hers.
Yeah.
Rediscovered and fully illustrated for the first time. I really hope they put... Let me show you... Let's see. Beatrix Potter.
I looked up her illustration of the kitty with the gun.
Cat. It's called Kitty in Boots. Her illustration is... I want to say... And I don't know if I want to say better just because it is her, so it feels better. It feels more authentic, but
I mean, it is different. And honestly,
different.
Like this one itself feels a little bit more unpolished for her illustrations as well. Like it wasn't quite finished.
It's almost like it's a concept sketch.
Yeah.
And not it wouldn't have it probably wouldn't have been a finished thing. Mm-hmm. If she sent it out there's two of them. Look. Unfinished illustration for A Tale of Kitty in Boots, 1914. Right there. I found the website. If you scroll down, he's like hiding behind a tree. He's like hiding behind the tree.
Oh.
Peter Rabbit's like poking the weasels who have his gun.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks, I mean, you can literally see where like part of it went uncolored.
Yeah.
How interesting.
It's like she realized they're so cute. It's like she realized it wasn't going to be, published. So she was like, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. The documentary I watched said this quote, and I want to read it to you.
Okay.
It's just about her. It says, "She is the stuff in which true heroines are made." And she is. And she is.
Oh.
I literally went this entire episode waiting for the shoe to drop. Because everyone's got something. Everyone's always so complicated. And I just never did. The worst thing I found that was said about her was she was stern, and that the people in the village said she wanted the children to behave.
Which is probably not that uncommon, like wanting children to behave.
No. If you read her books, every time the children misbehave, they get in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Of course she wanted the children to behave. But you could tell she loved those children.
Right. Oh, this was so lovely, Emileigh. You're right. It just perked me right up.
It's what we needed. Really, truly.
For sure.
Yeah. I'm glad. I thought at first I wasn't going to have enough on her. And then her life just kept getting cooler and cooler.
Yeah.
And sad.
Yeah.
Very sad.
That stuff with Norman was so sad.
Yeah. Well, should we do socials?
Let's do socials.
Okay. You can find us on Facebook,
Ill-Equipped History Podcast Group and page.
Instagram,
at Ill-Equipped History.
Gmail,
ill-equippedhistory@gmail.com.
TikTok,
at Ill-Equipped History.
and Patreon.
Patreon.com/Ill-Equipped-History.
And this weekend only at the Athens Historical Society.
Woo!
Yeah, come find us there.
Yeah, we'd love
bring
to
the
see
stickers.
your faces. Yes.
I'll pass them out. Yeah. Be like Beatrix, guys. Be kind.
Yeah, and follow your passions and don't let men tell you what to do.
Mm-hmm. Even if that man is your father. Do what you want.
Follow your dreams.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Just do it.
Do it.
I said that to Kyle the other day, and because I have to check. It's like, do you know what that meme is? And he was like, it's Nike, isn't it? And I was like, no, Kyle, it's not Nike.
Oh, hon. It's Shia LaBeouf. He's such a complicated person.
He really is. Ugh. There's been a lot of stuff recently.
I know. Yeah. Anywho, think of Beatrix.
Yeah, think of Beatrix and how amazing she was and how controversy-free her life was.
Seriously, though, I couldn't find a thing. If somebody can find a controversy from Beatrix Potter, I'd be impressed. But tell me about it. I couldn't find it. She's just lovely.
What a lovely human who makes lovely art and writes lovely stories.
Yes. Go buy all her... Oh, I forgot to say... I must have deleted it. There was a statistic that her books are purchased to this day every 15 seconds.
That's
one of her books.
Insane.
Yeah. So, listen, she had a hell of a legacy. Crazy. Okay, we're gonna go.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.